Hey, breaking news, man. We just heard from the sources coming out of Memphis, man. I want y'all to listen closely to everything and watch this whole video, man. RP to Dolph. Make sure you subscribe if you're new to the channel.
I just want to bring some breaking, shocking news that it really got me thinking twice about what really happened in that barbershop because in all actual reality, once young Dolph left the car wash, that's when he shot straight over to the Marathon gas station. Followed behind him was two cars, and one of them was the white Mercedes and a black truck. Young Dolph didn't know what truck that exactly was because out his peripheral, he only looked at the side rearview mirror. He just thought all because it was a foreign truck that it's just somebody who got money who just ran down airways too. The whole time, a foreign Mercedes Benz E350, is that an E350 that he had? He had something. It was a two door. I know it was slanted. I want y'all to really look at what's going on because it's starting to make me think that Yo Gotti coming out and basically opening up to them people. He basically said that Glorilla was in the shop. In so many words, she was in the shop with Snoop Dogg. And I know I'm gonna take a moment of silence for Young Dolph. If y'all rocking with Young Dolph, throw the 999s in the comment section while I take the moment of silence.
Exactly, and with the moment of silence, now that we came back from it, I want y'all to understand and recognize about how the fact that there's no way that they intentionally would have missed the phone calls. Like, it's only if they was looking at it and didn't want to go through with it, because at that time, Glorilla was still with PRE. She was just there in the gym shooting with them. She was prepping the turkey drive and was in the E63 when Snoop Dogg pulled up to the barbershop. And she called Big Moochie Grape, who just supposed to be landed. And how come that Glorilla could get through to Big Moochie Grape's phone call, but when Young Dolph has to call him 77 times that he doesn't answer? And so that's the main question that is being left out of the whole big picture, because the last time that they seen the live from Snoop Band's, he was with Paper Route Chop, who was cutting his hair, and he even said himself that he knew that there was supposed to be a music video. That's why he had to make sure to be quick with the lineup, because it wasn't a whole haircut.
And you gotta understand, when they said Snoop Band and quote unquote Snoop Bands was the main one, and we have to remember, I would like to rekindle something. Snoop Bands was the main one who wrote the big old post right after Jeremy Pierce said what he said. Jeremy Pierce, he put out, these are Young Dolph shooters, like the person who shot Young Dolph. He said that these are the people right here, and he had a picture of Cornelius Smith and Straight Drop the following next day on the 18th, and Young Dolph got sent up November 17th. Y'all got to really look at that, and I know a lot of people sit back and say, Snoop Bands, he had the Kid and Play haircut. He had the box cut. Y'all got to understand, these is the same people. They in Memphis right now, and everybody know Castelia, they not playing no games, because from what Chop already said, Chop bringing the suitcase with him everywhere he go. And I want everybody to really pay attention, because this is a revolving door. And we got to understand the fact that Paper Route Wu, by him having his pants down, that gave him a dead giveaway, because when Raven came out, she already said OG Bang Wayne song. Y'all got to really pay attention to what's going on, because in all actuality, Glorilla, she's looking more suspicious and strange than Paper Route Wu. And Paper Route Wu was the same one who fit the full description from what the examiner's reports is stating. He fit the full description of the person who was right there with the Drake in his hand. They told him to pull his pants up before he even got out the car so that he can be able to bump the Drake.
And when the Fox 13 investigative journalists went to clear that up at Makedas, they trespassed him off the property because he asked them and pressed them on and on over and over again about why they was trying to sell the Dolph cookies at the Castalia market. They got into an argument over that because everybody understands that Paper Route Band Play, the one who made the same song telling them that the music video was going to be going on, he brought the DJ setup, and he was supposed to be one of the first people there. But the fact that Snoop Bands was still live and showed the fact that how could you be live and not answering the phone calls at the same time? And then tried to say that he had his hands tied behind under the drapes. When we looked at the footage, he has the Cartier watch with his phone on with the whole clipper lighter in his hand. He threw the Bic out because it went out, and Paper Route Chop gave him the other Snoop Dogg lighter, and that's when he told him, "Hey, don't you have somebody calling your phone?" He said, "No, I'm on live right now." And that's when Glorilla honked the horn and said, "Can y'all hurry up because they trying to get down to the music video." She just heard on Facebook that something had just happened to a Memphis rapper.
It's no way that she signed to the ops right after the same person she was just with a couple weeks prior to this even happening to Young Dolph. Ain't no way in the world you just get disconnected from Dolph right after he gets sent up. Next thing you know, you signed to the ops. No, CMG already knew what happened. This is why Bread Gang ran in there and did what they did, man. This is why Big Moochie Grape sitting back and don't even want to hang with Paper Raul is because he told Paper Raul, if you gonna snake anybody, if you gonna backdoor anybody, don't let it be Dolph, because Paper Raul was speaking in third person and didn't want to say what lick they was finna hit. But whole time, Glorilla, she was catching hints. She already knew for a fact when he said, "Hey, we gonna run in there and we gonna do what we gotta do." Hop right back in the car. He gonna have that foreign car out there, but he ain't gonna have no security. This is what raised the red flag and made Glorilla even look at them as if they triple crossing this man. And Glorilla already said that Snoop Bands had his phone in his right hand, and by him being on live, it's no way that once Chop reached over and reached in the suitcase to grab the other liners up out of there to line his hair, he like, hold on right quick. So I think something going on, because they was on his live literally saying like, hey, you know Dolph at the cookie shop, we finna shoot the video. Next thing you know, upcoming live, he instantly, oh yeah, Dolph got sent up. And y'all already know, when somebody say you got sent up while you on live, you supposed to immediately close your phone, end the live. Y'all know how everybody end the live and call they people. Check on y'all peoples. At the end of the day, we got to really understand Glorilla, she knew for a fact what went on. And Glorilla friends, they was out there. And I want everybody to really pay attention to what's going on. Her friends know what happened, because her friends was right there holding the camera when Dolph took the picture with Glorilla.
And they was right there watching Keosha James's live, because you already know Glorilla was roommates with her when she went to college to run cross country. And the fact that the only reason Snoop Bands made Paper Route Chop stop the haircut was because he got the notification on Facebook from the live of Dolph arm out the window. He seen the thumbnail in the picture. That's when he thought that this is the reason why Dolph was calling me. He had to abruptly end the appointment, because he knows for a fact that he should have been heading down there and got there way before Marcus Thornton there. If they would have beat Maurice Hill to the cookie shop, everything could have been avoided. One thing that everybody got to recognize is that they tried to sweep everything under the rug. When the people in the laundromat was running away and shaking their head like they couldn't trust the people that they was looking at, that should have been a sign and a signal for them to start interviewing every single person that was right there at the cookie shop, because there's no telling 10, 11, 12 people that was in there, and they only caught 3 of them.
Once Maurice Hill walked to the laundromat, do you know, he looked at, and you not finna take no quick glance at Young Dolph car when you know Young Dolph's still up in the cookie shop. Like at the end of the day, we know for a fact that before Young Dolph even failed, Maurice Hill tried to get up out of there, because it's no footage showing Maurice Hill pulling up right before it happened. Ain't no way you finna pull up 2-3 minutes right after it happened, or it's no coincidence. And Glorilla, she know for a fact that these the main people who told Govan, it's no way Maurice Hill sitting right there acting like he just pulled up, when everybody who was out there, they saw Maurice Hill instantly pull right up right before Straight Dropping them even pulled off. That's why they ain't show you that corner in the footage. Once they showed you the corner up over there where Big Jook was, y'all know where Big Jook was across the street. And I'm gonna give y'all some time to really pay attention to what's going on, because we know for a fact that across the street was the Bentley truck. And y'all know this. R.P. Dolph, man, at the end of the day, man, because in all actual reality, on the side, if they would have panned the camera a little bit to the right over there towards the Family Dollar in that direction, you would have saw Maurice's car parked in a whole nother spot right there in front of Makedas where Young Dolph was laying at. They said that Maurice Hill started blowing out the window, and that's how Young Dolph fell back, and he injured. Young Dolph had his back turned. Maurice Hill fell back. That's why Young Dolph's arm was out the window. After Maurice Hill rolled the window down, they said he blew through the car, y'all. Y'all gotta understand, man, in all actual reality, we know that it was a strategic move because the feds even telling MPD, y'all need to go extradite that man. Y'all need to go check up on that man. Y'all need to go ask that man what happened in that cookie shop on the 17th of November, 2021.
And they didn't tell you about how the fact that Glorilla seen Maurice leaving in the middle of the night of the Lincoln. She's neighbors with everybody in the cookie shop. They all live in Memphis, so everybody already knows that. Before she went and linked up with Snoop Band, she saw the Lincoln taking off down the street. She could hear the carburetor and the exhaust and him flooring it off. So if Maurice was there, then everything happened on the inside. And when you really look at it, Big Moochie Grape was already en route to the fact that he just turned around once he seen that CEO TZ and Straight Drop was right there on their way. He passed by the getaway car and he knew something was going on there. He had the weird feeling after the 70 missed calls. And so the fact that they didn't mention that is because they hiding something. Everybody's story changed. And so when they went back to interview him the second time, that's when you seen all the people flooding in the comments talking about why is she saying something different? Why did they say it was inside? Now they saying outside. And the fact that when that Lincoln was already parked there, Keosha Jones's live should already show you guys. If you go back, binge watch, and rewind it, you'll be able to see that the car was already parked there before Young Dolph pulled up. They got the pictures released early of the person who was across the street getting gas at the Shell. And the fact that that lady, it took so long for her to get a pump that was on the same side as where her gas cap was. She was looking around and seeing the nice car pulling up. She already knew it was a lowrider there. When they asked her, she said all she seen was a lowrider. And the fact that the cookie shop got raided when they sent Blac Youngsta in because the shooter was identified as one of Moneybagg Yo's bandits. The ringleader got caught up with Govan, and the only people that know this is Big Jook, Glorilla, and 901 Trigger Trey. And that's why when the chains came up missing, 901 Trigger Trey is already clicked up with the firefighter that got the Cartier watch. So when they caught him in Mall of America with the chains on and everything like that, they knew that was Young Dolph's pieces. They instantly called Trap Boy Freddy. And when they went to slide on him, that's how they caught they Rico. Until they found out that they got triple crossed by the Fed dude that was dressed up in the officer uniform. He's working for the other side the whole entire time. And that's how Big Jook and Govan was able to get out on bond so easily when Straight Drop and Cornelius and Shondell Barnett, Devin Burns, and 6 other individuals are still locked up when they haven't connected any pieces to putting them right there, when we know for a fact that they said themselves in the whole appeal that Govan was the one who actually set the whole thing up. And that's why they was really fighting to get Pamela Hill to give the feds the info about Yo Gotti, because they don't want MPD to expose the fact that Glorilla and PRE Wu was right there, and they gonna smack them with the subpoena.
And we all know for a fact, Angela Simmons, she wasn't happy about the relationship that she got in. She didn't know what she was signing up for. Yo Gotti didn't tell her that they son Dolph up and his brother was connected and related to everything that went on in the Makedas cookie shop. And this is coming straight from Houston and Memphis. I want y'all to really understand. The Examiner report is stating that CMG A-Ball, the way that Blac Youngsta left that man, and that man wasn't able to get up off the A. Y'all already know, when y'all go out with y'all homie, if he don't come back home, you don't come back home. At the end of the day, man, we all know for a fact, if you in the streets, you have to be cautious about what you do and the people you keep around. The person has to be a liking of you. Like, you have to really understand the fact that Yo Gotti told Blac Youngsta, man, you got to protect that man more. You the one with the money. He don't have no money. He's standing around you blocking the bullets. And you got to understand, the way that Young Dolph was hit with a line of bullets, we already know for a fact, boy, it was over with, man. They said that young Dolph arm instantly went out the window. Maurice instantly pulled right off and tried to pull in the Family Dollar parking lot. And then he thought about it like, hold on. I just, like, it was quick. That's why he instantly parked. He threw the car in neutral. He get on the phone. He tell Makeda Raven, he had to call his daughter, number one. He instantly got right on the phone, threw the car in double park. He pulled right up. Man, Raven, it's done. Dolph gone. And Raven kind of left out a lot of things like that he actually said because, number one, Big Jook already said that Govan explained the fact that Raven, she censored herself when she got on the news because she didn't want to say certain things and leak certain information that was in the case that hasn't been even, like, they ain't even did their fingerprints yet, or basically check his keys and check the car to see that any activity start from the car and led to inside of that. When they found the bag that young Dolph brought in there. They found the bag in the back, in the dumpster. I want y'all to really pay attention to what's going on because we have to really look at the fact that the iPhone messages, once Makeda Raven them went inside young Dolph stuff, young Dolph don't keep no password because he ain't got nothing to hide.
And basically, the reason that they dragged in Blac Youngsta is because the fact that his brother got sent up, and so they put that into the young Dolph beef. But Angela Simmons hadn't even met Blac Youngsta at that point. She got him for way more than she bargained for when she went with Yo Gotti. That's why he hasn't taken her to Memphis yet to meet his dad. And the fact that he was steady trying to tell her that he wants to move upstate to New York with her and chill with Russell and his uncle and everything like that because he want to get cool with Russell Simmons and Run DMC and them. He knows that his way out of Memphis is that if he goes to New York and stays down the street from Jay-Z because they all live right there in the Billionaires Row in New Jersey. And they don't want the RICO to come back on them just because of Blac Youngsta. So that's why they told him and called instead to get rid of him. When Angela Simmons asked, can I meet Yo Gotti's assistant? She didn't know that was supposed to be Blac Youngsta. She didn't know Heavy Camp was part of the thing. She thought that was the gym that he goes to. And so the reason why he wore that chain around her and put the Rock Nation chain on instead of wearing the CMG chain is because they changed the name from CMG and they took the C out and changed it to a whole nother thing. It's a lot of people out there that knows what was really going on back in 2008 when Young Dolph really first came out and he didn't want to go with Yo Gotti because he understood what was really going on. When Daddy-O told Young Dolph that he was going to be his big homie and that they was going to do this without Yo Gotti, they knew that was going to be the way that it was going to be done. But Daddy-O did not tell Young Dolph that the whole time he grew up and was actually business partners and plugged up with Yo Gotti the whole time. So a lot of people failed to realize the fact that Yo Gotti flipped and Young Dolph body is getting put on Blac Youngsta, and because they found that Benz at his sister's house. They thought it was the one from Covington, but they went back in August and actually changed the fact that the details that Makeda's Raven said was in the discovery, and she was not supposed to mention that in the parking lot when WREG 13 interviewed her with Pierre Thompson. And the reason why Key Glock even stepped up to Maurice Hills because he knows that that's his way of finally doing that music video at the cookie shop to tribute to Young Dolph. That's why they released that. And he smacked Moneybagg Yo because his baby mama rushed him and said that she was going to call MPD on him if he didn't get off the Makeda's property. They know that the defendants is going to testify and Key Glock is actually related to Mia J, and that's why they're going to release Young Dolph's brother to make sure. And when the people out there in the streets really found out that Govan got hospitalized after he got out, Moneybagg Yo upped and left. That's why he got out of CMG and dropped his whole new album right now. And one thing you got to understand is that Big Moochie Grape has been laying real low because the word is that on his block on the east side that they raiding over there and that the Haitians let him know that they seen the black trucks pull up. They pulled up on the side of the road that's in between the sidewalk and the curb, and they sat there and rounded up all the people that was next to the old school cars right there because they know that them trunks lock up And when you don't have the keys, that you can't actually get access. So everything that they was hiding back there that was connected to the whole people that pulled up to the restaurant and sent everything, glass broken and all that, and his Yo Gotti's cousin. Look, condolences to everybody on both sides, man. We never really wanted anything like this to go down. But when Blac Youngsta snitched on 25 of the CMG shooters, that's when one of the informants got arrested by the feds because they figured out that Shondell was lying. They released him and they had to go back and find him because he was identified as the connection to the Makedas driver.
This goes to show you have to be cautious of everybody who played a role in what happened. The way they were standing outside at that gas station, young Dolph thought they were selling CDs, squares. You got to really pay attention to this, man, because young Dolph tipped dude and them the whole time. They was the inside coach. You feel me? They was the informants, man, who real life was telling Big Moochie great. Yeah, man, they finna try to set Dolph up. Next thing you know, the whole white band ride past. They instantly, hold on. The E63, man, y'all already know how the E63 is, man. They pull right off. Boom, 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 boom. They start blowing out the car. And I told y'all, before they even open the door, from what the examiner report is reading, it's stating that this is the main one who opened the passenger door. That's where the shots came from, the passenger door. Y'all got to really look at that, because who was driving? I want y'all to tell me. Who was driving?
Exactly. And the only reason Dolph ever even wanted to go to Makedas is before Makedas was built. When Dolph had his first car, he was hustling out his trunk there. You could go back and look at the fact that him and Finesse 2 Times both went half and half on that Chevy for $3,000, for $33,000. Now that's worth in the Young Dolph Museum, when they go back and actually look at the fact that his collection is what he left for everybody in PRE, including the chains and everything like that. One thing that people got to understand is the fact that back when Makedas was first opening, Young Dolph came and he was supporting all the people there in the whole neighborhood, because he knows what it was to be a young person in a situation, trying to get it out the mud and everything like that.
They was too turned up, G. I can't even lie. Like, at the end of the day, if y'all from Memphis, throw them Memphis down in the comment section. If y'all from Atlanta, y'all from Amsterdam, throw them Amsterdams in the comment section, man. At the end of the day, we know for a fact, man, it's sad, man, because in all actual reality, Finesse 2 Times told Young Dolph, man, I'll sign to you, but man, I think I'm finna get booked because Moneybag Yo, he got them people on me. They said Moneybag Yo was the one who told the ops that Finesse 2 Times had the bumper in the trunk.
Hey, when they seen the wheels turning from the E63, that's when the lady behind the counter jetted. I want y'all to understand, the person that came from the manager's office in Makedas stuck up the hammer, and that's when Young Dolph brother hit his backpack to assemble the Draco. But it took too long. The kit he got was malfunctioning at the same time that they was blowing shots at Dolph, but he busted back, man. Rest in peace to Dolph. He did not go out like the way that they try to say that he did. He was actually trying to get back.